Donald Trump walked down Broadway Street on a chilly November afternoon, his tailored dark gray coat swaying lightly with each step. His gold-patterned silk tie peeked from beneath the coat, a subtle hint of his signature style. The bustling city noises seemed to fade into the background as he walked, his thoughts focused and contemplative. This wasn't a routine day for Trump. Today, he sought something different, a connection, a chance to act on his instinct for compassion. As he neared the corner of Harbor Square, a sight stopped him in his tracks. There, against the cold stone wall of a building, sat a woman. Her clothes were worn thin, her hands trembling as they gripped a weathered cardboard sign. The words on it read, "Served with honor, now seeking hope." Trump's sharp gaze softened. The woman's face was pale, etched with the lines of hardship, but her eyes, though tired, carried a flicker of resilience. Something about her presence resonated deeply within him. Without hesitation, he adjusted his coat and stepped closer. "Ma'am," he said, his voice steady yet filled with concern, "what's your name?" The woman looked up, startled. Her eyes met his, recognition briefly flickering before uncertainty took over. "Rebecca," she answered hesitantly, her voice barely above a whisper. "Rebecca Hayes." Trump crouched down to meet her at eye level, ignoring the curious glances of passers-by. "Rebecca," he repeated gently, as though committing her name to memory. "Are you a veteran?" Rebecca's grip on the sign tightened as she nodded. "Yes, sir. I served in the Army for 12 years, got injured overseas, and, well, things haven't been easy since." Her voice wavered, carrying the weight of untold struggles. Trump glanced at her chapped hands and the soles of her shoes, so worn they barely offered protection. His chest tightened with a mix of empathy and resolve. "Why are you out here?" he asked, his tone low but deliberate. "Don't you have anywhere to go?" Rebecca looked down, her shoulders slumping slightly. "Lost my apartment months ago," she admitted. "I've been trying to get back on my feet, but it's hard." Her vulnerability was palpable, and Trump knew he couldn't simply walk away. This wasn't just a woman in need. This was someone who had sacrificed for her country, now left to fend for herself in an unforgiving world. "Wait here," he said firmly, pulling out his phone. Stepping a few feet away, he dialed Evelyn Harris, his trusted assistant. "Evelyn," he began, urgency lacing his voice, "find the nearest available suite at the Grand Horizon Hotel. Call a doctor to meet us there, and contact the Heroes Together initiative. This is a top priority." Evelyn's reply was swift. "Right away, Mr. Trump." Returning to Rebecca, Trump knelt beside her again. "Help is on the way," he assured her. Spotting a food vendor nearby, he waved them over and purchased a steaming bowl of soup and a sandwich. Handing them to Rebecca, he said gently, "Eat. You need to stay warm." Rebecca's hands shook as she accepted the food. "Thank you," she murmured, her voice cracking with emotion. She ate slowly, the warmth of the meal seeping into her as tears welled in her eyes. Trump remained by her side, unfazed by the curious stares of onlookers. "Tell me about your service," he prompted, his tone encouraging yet respectful. Rebecca's voice wavered as she recounted her story. She spoke of her deployments, the camaraderie of her unit, and the injury that cut her military career short. Her eyes glistened as she described the struggles of transitioning to civilian life, the loss of her home, and the isolation she felt. Despite everything, her words carried an undercurrent of strength and dignity. Moments later, a pearl-white sedan pulled up to the curb. The driver stepped out, his demeanor professional and respectful. Trump stood and extended his hand to Rebecca. "Let's get you somewhere safe," he said, his voice warm yet resolute. Rebecca hesitated, her tears flowing freely. "Why are you doing this?" she asked. "You don't even know me." Trump's expression softened. "Because someone should have done it a long time ago," he replied simply. As the sedan whisked them away to the Grand Horizon Hotel, Trump sat beside Rebecca, offering words of reassurance. The hotel staff, prepped by Evelyn, greeted them with professionalism and genuine warmth. Rebecca was escorted to a luxurious suite where a hot shower, fresh clothes, and a comfortable bed awaited her. Shortly after, a doctor arrived, conducting a thorough checkup and prescribing necessary medications. Meanwhile, Evelyn contacted Angela Brooks from the Heroes Together initiative, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting homeless veterans. Within the hour, Angela arrived at the hotel, her demeanor compassionate yet professional. "Rebecca," Angela began, sitting beside her, "we're here to help. From housing to job training, we'll be with you every step of the way." Rebecca's tears flowed once more, this time out of gratitude. She turned to Trump, her voice trembling. "I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Trump." Trump placed a hand on her shoulder, his expression earnest. "You don't need to thank me. You've already given more than most ever will. Now it's time for us to give back." The following morning, Rebecca Hayes woke up in the plush comfort of her suite at the Grand Horizon Hotel. Sunlight streamed through the large windows, casting a golden glow across the room. For the first time in months, she felt a glimmer of hope. The warm bed, the fresh clothes neatly folded by the bedside, and the soft hum of the city outside reminded her that she wasn't alone anymore. A knock at the door interrupted her thoughts. When she opened it, Angela Brooks from the Heroes Together initiative greeted her with a warm smile. "Good morning, Rebecca. Ready to start a new chapter?" she asked, her voice kind yet resolute. Rebecca nodded, emotion choking her words. "I don't know how to repay this kindness." Angela stepped inside, carrying a folder filled with resources. "You don't need to repay anything. You served this country with honor. Now it's our turn to serve you." Over breakfast, Angela outlined the support Heroes Together would provide: immediate housing assistance, job training programs tailored to Rebecca's skills, and therapy to help her navigate the challenges of reintegration. "We're here for the long haul," Angela assured her. "You won't have to do this alone." Meanwhile, Donald Trump had already been updated on Rebecca's progress by Evelyn Harris. In his office, he reviewed the details of her situation, a sense of quiet determination settling over him. Picking up his phone, he made a call to a trusted partner in his foundation. "Set up a fund," he instructed. "Cover Rebecca's living expenses indefinitely, and ensure she has access to anything she needs to rebuild her life. This isn't a one-time gesture. It's a commitment." By midday, Rebecca met Angela in the hotel lobby. Waiting for them was Evelyn, carrying a sleek tablet loaded with documents and resources. "We found a temporary apartment for you," Evelyn explained, her tone efficient yet kind. "It's in a safe neighborhood and fully furnished." Rebecca's eyes widened. I don't know what to say." Angela placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. "Just say yes, and let us help you." Later that afternoon, Rebecca stood in her new apartment. It was modest but cozy, with sunlight streaming through the windows and a soft couch inviting her to sit. As she explored the space, she found a handwritten note on the kitchen counter. It was from Trump. "Rebecca, this is just the beginning. You've faced challenges most can't imagine, but you've also shown a resilience that inspires us all. Use this opportunity to rediscover your strength. And remember, you are never alone." Donald Trump. Tears streamed down her face as she clutched the note. This wasn't just a gesture. It was a lifeline, a ripple effect. In the weeks that followed, Rebecca threw herself into the opportunities provided by Heroes Together. She attended job training programs, learning new skills and gaining the confidence she had lost over the years. Therapy sessions helped her process the traumas of her past, and she began to envision a future that felt within reach. Meanwhile, Trump quietly monitored her progress. He wasn't one for public displays of his charitable work, but he felt immense pride in seeing Rebecca's transformation. Evelyn kept him updated, sharing photos of Rebecca smiling during a workshop or speaking passionately about her plans for the future. One day, Angela invited Rebecca to speak at a Heroes Together event. Standing in front of a room filled with veterans and supporters, Rebecca's voice trembled as she began. "A month ago, I was sitting on a cold sidewalk, feeling invisible. Today, I'm standing here because someone chose to see me, to believe in me when I couldn't believe in myself." She paused, her gaze sweeping over the audience. "Donald Trump didn't just give me a place to stay. He gave me my dignity back. And Heroes Together reminded me that I matter, that we all matter." The room erupted into applause. Standing at the back, Trump watched quietly, his expression a mix of pride and humility. He gave her a small nod, a silent acknowledgement of her courage. A lasting legacy. Rebecca's story became an inspiration for many. Her newfound purpose led her to volunteer with Heroes Together, helping other veterans navigate the same struggles she had faced. Her kindness and resilience touched countless lives, creating a ripple effect that extended far beyond her own journey. For Trump, this wasn't just about helping one person, it was a testament to the power of individual action. Rebecca's transformation reaffirmed his belief that small, compassionate acts could spark profound change. As Rebecca stood in her apartment one evening, gazing at the city lights, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. The journey ahead wouldn't be easy, but for the first time in years, she felt ready to face it. And somewhere in his office, Donald Trump leaned back in his chair, a faint smile playing on his lips. For him, this wasn't just another story. It was a reminder of the incredible strength of the human spirit and the impact of choosing kindness. As Rebecca concluded her heartfelt speech at Heroes Celebration Day, the room erupted into a standing ovation. Tears welled in her eyes as she looked out at the crowd, a mix of veterans, community leaders, and supporters, all moved by her story. She had transformed from someone forgotten on the streets to a beacon of resilience and hope. At the back of the room, Trump stood with his arms crossed, a small but proud smile tugging at his lips. Watching Rebecca thrive filled him with a deep sense of satisfaction. She had seized every opportunity with grace and determination, proving that a single act of kindness could ignite profound change. As Rebecca stepped down from the stage, people lined up to shake her hand, thank her, and share their admiration. Trump made his way through the crowd toward her. When Rebecca saw him, her face lit up, and tears spilled over once again. "Mr. Trump," she began, her voice trembling with emotion, "you didn't just change my life. You saved it. You gave me the chance to find myself again, to dream again. I'll never be able to thank you enough." Trump reached out, clasping her hand warmly. "Rebecca," he said with sincerity, "you did the hard part. You found your strength and built a new life. All I did was open a door. You walked through it." Rebecca smiled, her tears now tears of gratitude. "I promise," she said earnestly, "I'll pay this forward. I'll be the person who helps someone else, just like you helped me." "That's all I ask," Trump replied, giving her hand a final squeeze. "Keep being the inspiration you are." In the weeks following the event, Rebecca began a new role as a peer counselor with Heroes Together initiative. Her mission was to work directly with homeless veterans, offering not just resources, but understanding, empathy, and hope. Her story became a powerful testament to the potential for transformation, inspiring countless others to believe that change was possible. A year later, on a sunny November afternoon, Rebecca sat on a bench in Harbor Square, reflecting on how far she had come. Families laughed as they walked by. The scent of food vendors wafted through the air, and the city's buzz felt alive rather than overwhelming. Next to her, a young veteran sat nervously, sharing his struggles and fears. Rebecca listened intently, her own experiences allowing her to connect in a way few others could. Before they parted, Rebecca handed the veteran a small business card with her contact information. "Call me anytime," she said, her voice steady and kind. "You're not alone, and we'll figure this out together." As the veteran walked away, Rebecca looked up at the skyline, her heart swelling with gratitude. Life had given her a second chance, and she was determined to use it to make the world a little brighter. Meanwhile, Trump, from his office, read an update from Heroes Together initiative detailing Rebecca's impact. A small smile crossed his face as he folded the report. Rebecca's journey was proof that compassion and determination could transform lives, not just for one person, but for everyone they touched. And so, this story leaves us with a simple but profound truth. Kindness has a ripple effect, and the courage to care can change the world. If Rebecca's story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Let's continue spreading hope, one act of kindness at a time.